everyone, I'm Elena and welcome to Makeup Fabulousness. You know, it was funny, I was working on this eyeshadow palette review and all weekend something went wrong. Whether my lipstick wasn't looking right or I had issues with the eyeshadow. I took it off 3 times, put it on 3 times, and probably the kicker was seeing that one of the colors left a stain on my arm overnight, even when I removed it with my wipes. Now, for some of you guys, staining might not be a big deal, but for me, I'm not used to that kind of stuff. I always used to be bordered more on natural, and I've recently gotten into wearing makeup again. When I started this channel, I didn't want to do it so that everything was negative. It was more about adding beauty to the world and adding good things to the world, not ripping makeup companies apart. And yeah, I always believe in truthful reviews, but I just decided to table this review, and you know, I want to be fair to the company as well as be fair to myself. And I said, you know what, let's just do a tutorial. As you know, in the fashion shows, one of the themes for spring was the peachy look. And I'm sure some of you have seen enough videos on the Sweet Peach palette. But I really just wanted to do a full tutorial. And yes, I will be using Sweet Peach for my eyeshadow just because of the amount of colors. However, there are plenty of palettes out there, guys. ColourPop has a brand new peach collection out, and so do so many of the other companies. That's the one I can think of off the top of my head. The only thing I have on right now is just lip balm, and it is peach. It's this little e.l.f. Lip conditioning balm, and if you look at it, it's really peach. But I'm just using it to condition my lips while I'm doing this. Not that I'm going to use liquid lipstick, I'm going to try something different, but I just wanted something that you could wear out and still have that peachy glow. So this is my interpretation, and let's just jump right in. Alright, and first what I want to use is my favorite primer, which is NYX. I love this stuff, guys. I don't know why it's not more popular, but it just gives me a nice gentle glow. And I really do need to find other glowy primers, but I really like this. It doesn't, irritate my skin, and my skin does get prone to rosacea if I overdo it with makeup. So, just smoothing that all on. Mostly my problem areas are here and a little bit on my cheeks, but I like to put it all over just to be consistent. Next, what I want to do is the foundation. So I'm a kind of a funny color. I'm very light, and so this is 2.0 from Naked Skin, and this is 2.5. So I wanted to find something that works. So I'm going to do like a little baby pump of this. Sorry, my hand looks gigantic there, which is 2.0. And this is a very liquidy foundation, but this will give me a nice little glow. And a baby pump of this. So, oops, I can't see it. Hopefully you can see that, how they're different. And then what I'm going to do is just, knock something down here when I do that. Dot it on with my fingers, just to try not to overdo it with foundation, but I want this to be well covered too. So yeah, I'm going to go in for a second, so bear with me 1 second, and I will be back just to dot more on. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to take my beauty blender and just blend that in. And you really know that foundation works well for your face when it disappears into your skin and blends into your neckline. I'm not a big going out in the sun person. I get sun poisoning, so I'm really meticulous about staying out of the sun. I will do things in the sun, but I won't do stuff like lay out in it or fake tan. I just don't do that, guys. Alright, So instead of my regular loose powder, which you guys probably all know by now, I'm going to use a pressed powder. Where are you? Here we are. Okay, so this is Reserve Your Cabana by Wet n Wild. I like this because it's light enough, but it'll still give me a glowy effect. And I'm so excited, guys. I finally got these brushes from Luxie. I had been looking at these because one, they were rose gold, and two, I've just heard so much about these, but they were always really expensive, and Luxie was having a sale. So I bought these, and I'm trying these out for the first time today. I just thought I'd share that with you. What I love about these, and you know, this is me not being a professional, not only do they have the number, but they have the name. So you're not saying, oh, what brush is this? Because I do that, okay? I don't like to have to figure that out. It's just, so as you can see, I used this quite a bit last year, and it's considered a bronzer, but it works great as a powder, and it gives you just the perfect amount of glow. So I'm just gonna use this to cover and set my foundation. Next, what I want to do is my cheeks. So Tarte has a color called Blissful. It's just so adorable, and I thought this would be the perfect peach color. And so I'm just using this because I wanted to use something other than what I usually use for peach blushes. So let me just go ahead and do the apples of my cheeks. Also, I've never really tried these like for a complete day. I wear them to work occasionally, and so this is a good to test the color because I usually wear more nudes. So what I like about this is that it does give you a very nice color without being like clownish. Oh, and I'm using the Luxie Angle brush number 504. What I want to do is prime my eyes. So I am going to I'm going to take my favorite, the Urban Decay primer, and just put a little bit on the eyes like usual, like you would any primer. I was without this for a while. I had misplaced it, and I'm like, I'm determined to find this for this video because I really wanted to use this. It always does a good job in priming my eyes, and especially with the staining incident I had yesterday, I'm like even more paranoid about making sure my eyes are primed. Which we're going to use the well-known Sweet Peach palette. Okay, so first what I want to do is give myself a nice little base. So I'm going to use White Peach and just brush it all over the eye. I'm using the Luxie medium angled shadow brush number 207. This is just to give it it's angled, but you know, this is a light color, so I'm not super picky about brushes. Next one I want to do is a transition color. So I'm going to use, let me think. I'm going to use Georgia for something different. It's just a pale peach, but it's nice and light, and it'll give me a little hint of color. And oh, to put this in there, I'm using the Luxie, which number is it? The Luxie 205 Tapered Blending Brush. These all are very soft, by the way, guys, if you were wondering. Okay, now it's time for the lid. So I am going to try this Bellini color. And for that, I'm going to use the Luxie 209 shader brush. So probably a large one. And I'm going to do the inner 2/3 of the eye. Okay, now it's time for the outer corner. So I'm going to try this Candied Peach. It's just such a pretty color. For a minute I was thinking just Peachy, but I'm going to try, no, you know what, I'm changing it to just Peachy because it's a little bit of a softer color. And go ahead and use the shader brush and just work in my crease. I like to do it in V's, guys, because I have downturned eyes, so when I work in a V, it lifts the eyes. Now what I want to do is take a wipe and just kind of clean off the excess. Well, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to just take something to give this a little bit more definition and depth. So I'm going to take this little angle brush and do Summer Love Yum and just put it as, to give it a little bit more of an, to kind of tone it down a little and to kind of blend into the crease a little bit more and give it a little bit more dimension. It's a beautiful, I don't know what color it is, but it's pretty, guys. I mean, here, right there. So it's like a reddish brown, I guess, a light reddish brown. This is good if you want still a little bit of color. And then I'm just going to clean that up a little bit with a weight, just to make it so that it's a little bit more defined. And I'm just going to take this blending brush and lightly blend the colors together. These really blend though so well, guys. I really don't have a lot to do. Okay, so that's done for the eyes. No, actually, I want to, not done yet. I totally forgot to put on my concealer, but we're going to do that later. So what I want to do now is the eyeliner. So I have this eyeliner by Tarte. It's called Rose Gold, to do something different than just a black liner. So I thought this would be really pretty, and I don't use it all the time. So I'm just going to line the top, and I need my mirror, because lining is not, for this I'm using the Luxie Small Angle Brush 215. So I'm just going to go ahead and line the outer 2/3. Oh, this is really cool, guys, because it's so close to the colors I'm using, you can't even tell I'm wearing eyeliner, and I like that. But because it's liquid, well, it's not really liquid, it's cream, it gives you that extra shimmer. Just like, it's almost like a metallic look. I like this a lot. I'll try and do a wing. Bear with me. I found it's a lot easier to do a wing with this than a regular pencil, or even some of those markers, because there's a little bit, because this is so sparkly, there's a little bit more opportunity it doesn't have to be as perfect, and this is so soft, guys. It's really nice. I don't feel like it's pulling on my eye at all, and so many liners pull. Okay, so yeah, not too bad. I don't know, I'll have to show you a close-up in a minute once I'm all done. And what I'm gonna do, I wanna just continue some of this underneath the eyes, but I want it to have a soft look. So I rethought this, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of Summer Yum and just extend it down below, like part of the way. And then I'm just gonna combine it with a little bit of Bellini and just put it in the center. And this is much closer to the lash lines just to keep that glow going. Okay, now I feel better. Okay. Next, what I want to do is underneath the eyes. Now that I have the eyes done, I have to be very careful with this. I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to take my NYX Color Correction Concentrate and just tap it on with my finger gently. I'm using the ring finger. So I'm using the ring finger and lightly blending it in. And then I'm just going to put a little hint of, I really like this concealer stick. At first I didn't, but I find that it works really well with color corrector, so I just wanted to do a little bit of that. It's the Wet n Wild Megaglo color correction, and it's in Find Your Bisque. It's not as white as some of the concealers I use. And I'm going to use my trusty little concealer brush for that, just to blend it in. I have to fix this wing, so I will be right back. It's much better. Now, with me having light coloring, guys, a lot of you guys have like black or black brown hair, and with me I have light. So I really want the focus to be on the color and not so much the mascara. But that said, black is universal. I want this to be soft, so I'm using this NYX Color Mascara in brown. One of my favorites is this one by Pixi. It's large lash, but I've run out of that, so I'm using this. I don't have a lot of brown mascara, so I like to showcase it every once in a while. For me, it gives me a softer look than the typical black, but that's just because of my light hair. And then what I want to do is the inner corners. So I'm going back to my palette, and I'm going to pick another color. I'll tell you in just a second. Okay, so I think I'm going to take White Peach and put it on the inner corners, just for something different. And trying to find, I think I'm just going to do my finger for that and just lightly put it on the inner corners. There we go. Alright, next what I want to do is highlight. Yep. So I was so excited, guys. I picked this up over the weekend, and I'm sure you've all heard about it. It's the Too Faced Ray of Light. Love Light. Here we go. So this is the packaging, and I'm really excited to try this, guys. So this is my first time trying it with you. This is the packaging, and I picked up this and Ray of Light, and this is the color. I thought this would be perfect for the tutorial. So I'm taking my little small tapered brush from e.l.f. and I'm just grabbing very little of it, and I'm going to put it right above where I put my blush. Okay, so that's very, very light. You can see it's just, I don't even know if you can see that. I'm going to take like maybe about 2 of these. But for all the people who have been, I've seen a lot of reviews and they're like, oh, I'm so disappointed with this. You'll see right there, it does, I think it does, because it's so reflective, it will show every mark. But honestly guys, I like a subtle glow. And I can barely see it in the light, but it's nice. I just want to do a little bit on my forehead. And just a little bit on my nose. But you don't need a whole lot of glow to have that glowy look. So far so good with this. I will give a more in-depth review later in the week. Alright, now we have that done. Time for lips. So I had mentioned that I had put on that lip balm. So what I'm going to do is blot off the excess with this tissue. And then I am trying the Sweet Peach Tease lip gloss. Now I'm not the biggest lip gloss wearer in the world, but I really like the idea of this for a natural look. So I'm going to go ahead and, where are you, mirror? Here you are. I'm just going to put you on. Oh. Now, as much as I love lipstick, this is a nice departure for me because my lips get dried and, you know, sometimes you gotta baby them. And this seems to go on very nice and even and gives you a nice thick application. And then I just wanted to blend something really quickly. Okay, much better. Ooh. Totally miss this. Wipe to the rescue and just gently dab. So in the process, I've removed some of my concealer, so I'm just going to dab it in there. Just ever so gently. And then just take this concealer brush and tap it in. Oh, and I wanted to set my under eye. Sorry, it's a little all over the place, guys, but this is just completely from the top of my head. So, alright, I'm just going to tap that in there, just so that we don't have any more incidents. Alright, one more thing. Time to spray. So, I'm trying to think if there's, oh, brows. Forgot that, guys. One sec. My go-to. I like this because it will give me a nice light look. And with this peach, I don't want anything really dramatic. So I'm going to take my favorite. As you can see, I'm pretty much a pan on this. I'm going to take the lighter of the two colors from the Gwen Stefani Brown Box. This is no longer, since this was limited edition, I was able to stock up on a couple. But for all of you guys who would like to use something like this, Urban Decay has new bra boxes. They, what do you call it? And they sell them under the Urban Decay name, and you can get it from the website. So what I like to do is make sure I outline just with the powder, just to give it shape. This is my favorite color. This is Bathwater, by the way. I don't know if Urban Decay, will have it. So now when you find that because it's powder, there was a little fallout, so just go in and grab it before it gets worse. One thing about eyelashes or eyebrows, they're sisters, not twins. So, and then I'm just going to take what little bit of this I have and just kind of smooth it down. And then last thing I want to do is just put a little highlight in there. So I'm going to go back to my Too Faced. Okay, I'm just going to take this crease brush, guys, and just pop it a little bit underneath, just to give it a little bit of extra emphasis. And just pop this on top of the white peach in the corners. Let me make sure this. Okay, that is good. Now what I want to do, I have this Pixi Glow Mist. I'm going to shake it up. I have this thing it has like a layer of oil, so if you don't shake it up, it'll separate. And I'm just going to spritz my face. What I like about this, there's no alcohol in it. And it is cruelty-free, although it's not vegan, I don't believe. Yep, no alcohol at all. And it'll seal everything in and just give you a nice look. So this is the look, guys. What do you think? And I thank you all who've hung in this late. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, hit like or subscribe. And just remember, guys, have a great day today, and don't let anyone diminish your fabulousness. Okay, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.